Good morning, guys. So this morning we are going to the first day of the International Viola Congress. We got into the hotel at about 8:30 last night Poland time. Now Poland is about 6 hours ahead of the United States, on the East Coast at least, in Virginia where we're from. So needless to say, our jet lag was pretty bad because we had a 7-hour flight plus a 2-hour flight plus a 4-hour train ride, plus several hours that we were either waiting for the train or waiting for another plane. So all that together is definitely over 24 hours. So it was really nice to get to bed last night. I let my hotel room get so messy. I didn't care. I was very tired. So yesterday we just took some time to explore the city of Warsaw, where Dr. Phoenix introduced us to some of the palaces that were there, and we explored some of what the city is like in Warsaw. So here you can see we began our journey to exploring the city of Warsaw, where we saw lots of cool architecture, but something that's a little different in Poland from the United States is a lot of this kind of architecture doesn't have any plaque around it telling you what it is or what its history is. We'd really like to get some answers on what some of these structures are, but from our guesses, we think that a lot of the architecture in Poznań and Warsaw seems to be influenced from ancient Greece. There were bodies of water in Warsaw that I would love to explore more because there were some boats that you could go and travel down this body of water right outside of this palace that we found. This palace also has some structures around it that seem to be influenced from ancient Greece. You can see in this next shot that there are plenty of birds around, and actually this happened while I was trying to film. Oh. That made for a really cool video just now. I really wasn't expecting to be more than just the... Are they like the royal peacocks?
The royal peacock.
I'm guessing.
Let me just roll up to this palace in my gondola and... We also got to pass by the bathhouses that were there. As we continued to wait for the train to Poznań, Dr. Phoenix took us to one of the restaurants that she knew. Dr. Phoenix has been to Poland a few times before, so she knows her way around. And she was sure to teach us all the history that she knew as we traveled.
And which is cool because you have this castle, from the 19th century. It's not a very old castle, but it's still a castle.
If you had told me that there was a restaurant in this place, I wouldn't have believed you, but they actually serve really good dumplings. And I can already tell that's a little bit different from the United States. First of all, there was the culture shock of everyone speaking in Polish, but the nice thing is a lot of people who speak Polish here also speak English. We went to this fabulous restaurant that had the best dumplings I have ever had. The only Polish food I've had before this point would be pierogies from my high school, and not to say anything against my high school, but they're a lot better in Poland. I also enjoy a lot of the architecture that I've been seeing around here so far, especially on the train ride yesterday, where we got to see a lot of the Polish countryside. So now it's time for me to go downstairs, get some breakfast, meet some people, pay my conference fee, and to start the conference. This is the Viola conference, and your Viola is where?
Upstairs.
Anyway, we just got our official name tags, and now we feel really special because I think we might be the youngest presenters here. It says presenter on our name tag, and that's like really surreal. Anyway, we're going into the first session, so we need to be quiet. Hey guys, sorry I'm on my shambly MacBook camera right now, but this is going to happen in the vlog if I ever forget to say something. So this is actually me 3 days later after the first day, and I'm not quite sure why, but I guess something happened with my camera. I didn't really get to tell y'all about the first day because somehow it wasn't on my SD card. Basically, we started off with the introduction to the conference. Then we had our first lecture of the Congress, and that was about Gordon Jacob and his works for the viola. We then got to see a concert put on by two young ladies involved with the conference, and they were really great at playing their viola duos in one of the pieces called Message in a Bottle, which is where they use an iPod to create a looping bass line, and they got to play the song for us, and it was actually a hidden song within the motives of the music. After that, we went to Dr. Phoenix's masterclass. She worked with a young lady on the Bowen Sonata, and it seems like they were both able to work really well with one another. Then we decided it was time for lunch, so we went to Old Town Poznań. This was a really cool experience, and I'm going to show you guys a couple of clips from it.
There's a swan on top of that building.
A real one? Oh, I see. Oh, I was like, what? A lot of these buildings have paintings on the side of them, and there's also little shops for individual things such as timepieces like watches and clocks. There was also a shop for pens. There's just all kinds of exciting stuff down here, and I was telling them it reminds me just a little bit of Universal Studios, just the way that they have the town set up with all the one color buildings and then a completely different color building next to it. There's something on my lens.
I always look passionate when I'm speaking.
Oh, maybe that was a bad idea because now it's cloudy. Oh well. Alright guys, so this was... Okay, sorry, the cobblestone makes the cars real loud here. Alright guys, so we are going down to Old Town Poland, which is... Old Town Poland. Gonna take my horse to the old... Anyway, alright, so we're in a place called Old Town Poznań right now. This will actually be the second time we are here, but this will be the first time I've brought my camera to this area. And we are getting some pizza. We come to Poland, we get pizza. And we are going to just finish out our day. We had a really good first day, and I'm going to tell you all about that later once I'm sitting down and can focus on what I'm saying. Now let's see a little bit of Old Town Poznań with my good camera. I think one of the first things that we notice about this place is that they are in love with art and music. It seems like there's a sculpture or a statue of some kind on every street corner. And a lot of these pieces of art are dedicated to music.
We believe that, so this is saying that this is where Wojnowski's violin teacher was. And this is one of the pieces that Wojnowski composed.
Yeah. These are some of the buildings that make up the square in Old Town Poznań. Tell me, why are we wasting time with all your wasted crime when you should be with me instead? I know I can treat you better, better than he can. Oh. I'm gonna send that to Dr. Chen. After that, we decided to come back to the hotel and attend a couple more lectures and another concert. After that, we all turned in for an early night because our jet lag was hitting really hard. Ooh, day 2 is over. I look a little bit scary in this lighting, y'all. Anyway, I'm going to tell you about our second day. So this morning I had breakfast as usual in the hotel, and I got to talk to a luthier who is Japanese Australian and has a really interesting story about how she got into being a luthier. I got to see a lot of really cool photos of the 26 instruments that she made. We then went to a couple interesting lectures on getting an audience of millennials to enjoy classical music. There were also some lectures on undiscovered concertos for the viola. A lot of today was concerts. We went to 3 separate concerts. In these concerts, we saw a lot of viola duos. We got to hear some brand new viola concertos, which was absolutely beautiful. There were 4 new concertos debuted today. 2 interesting facts that I've learned about staying in Poland. A lot of you probably know that the outlets are different here in Poland. For example, this is a plug that we have to use. I had to get these off of Amazon, but they charge your phone super fast. I think it has something to do with the wattage that's allowed here in Europe. Also, the way you cross the street is pretty similar to how you cross in America, how there's a walk sign and a stop sign, but the walk sign goes by sound. So when you hear it start to speed up, you know it's time to either get across the street or get back because that sign's about to change super quick. We also have patroned a place called, I'm going to butcher this, Żabka, quite a few times. It's basically a grocery store, but it also reminds me of a Wawa without the gas station. Very high quality food and snacks that you need for the day, and for us, we were able to eat each meal at about $3.50. Here in Poznań, these are like on every street corner. I don't know why, but I find it kind of interesting that you can see some of the products that we have in the United States in their Polish forms here. For example, I took a picture of this baby food over here, and I just thought it was kind of cute that the Gerber baby food was, I don't know, Polish. Just several products like that, and getting to try all the different kinds of Polish sodas and juices has been kind of cool too. If you're not familiar with Europe, they don't drink a whole lot of water, or at least in the way that we do in the United States. And usually when you get water, it's sparkling or like mineral enhanced. That's not something I'm used to, so I usually drink grape juice, apple juice. There's some great apple cider here too, and it tastes really good. One other interesting fact about Poznań is there's city-wide Wi-Fi, and you don't need to be inside a building to access it. You can be in the plaza and sign on and do whatever you need to do. Yeah, so our second day was pretty great, and we learned a lot, and I'm excited to start the third day tomorrow. Well, y'all, we have something to admit. So we got so caught up working on our presentation and working on the My Viola device itself that we actually missed the next event. We didn't realize it was 5 o'clock already, which is when the next concert was going to happen, and actually we're kind of disappointed because it looks like it was a good program. So I'm really sad, but we got some good work done and we're ready to present on Saturday. Right now, since, you know, we missed the next event, we figured we may as well not stay indoors. We decided that we would go and explore a cathedral that we'd heard about that's down this way. We're not quite sure what to expect. We're doing a little bit of sightseeing. You know, when in Rome or when in Poznań, why not? So I may as well tell you about my day while I'm at it in case I don't have time tonight. This morning started off with a lot of playing. This morning we did ensemble playing, which is really cool because it's a bunch of violists from all over the world getting together and just playing some simple tunes. I always forget to breathe when I vlog. Yeah, so we got together, we played some music together, and that was a lot of fun, quite honestly. There's nothing that bonds people like playing music, I found. And later, Professor Bogoslava came up to me, and originally she spoke to me in Polish, and I really didn't understand what she said. And then later, I realized that she had invited me to play in a master class for one of my favorite violists, Paul Cortesi. Sadly, one of our members could not be with us for this trip, so I was offered his spot in the master class, and I was very unprepared. I don't have my viola. I have a rental level viola that I take on trips with me. I also played something from last semester's repertoire, and I got through it pretty well, but there was a lot to be worked on. But you know, I learned a lot. There's nothing like playing for one of your favorite violists or singing for one of your favorite singers or something like that. We also got lunch at a restaurant today instead of a jopka. Service in Poland is a little bit different than service in the United States. So in case you're unaware, you don't typically tip in Europe, so that's usually included in the price of the food. I had a type of mushroom soup that I'd never had before. It was really delicious, and Dr. Phoenix was nice enough to share her pierogies with us, and we enjoyed those. And after that, we ended up working on our presentation, and now we're off to see this cathedral. So that's pretty much how our day has gone so far. Lots of playing, lots of exploring. Actually, is that someone's dog? Because it don't have a leash, and like it's not around anyone. That might be feral.
Okay.
What's it say, Jordan?
Says, if porcelain is so only, which does not regret the bottom of the tragedy or shifting of Chotgus. I don't know what that means. If the chair is not very convenient, so that there was no sorrow to lift and leave, if you clothing it's as much as you can lift.
If the chances are the one that can be lifted in a rate, if the plans are that you are actually get when next time on stage, stage, or well, who told you that you are used to, who told you, and it's rather tell you that you will never be able to come on my own.
That's very bad. Google Translate.
I'm not sure if that's bad translation or poetry, because sometimes it's kind of hard to understand
Both.
poetry in English.
Bad translation of poetry.
Yeah. Also, we look so dark right now because the sun is coming right at us.
The sun will come out.
Tomorrow, bet your bottom dollar that there'll be sun tomorrow. Please hold your dog back. So as we were approaching this cathedral, I realized that we had just learned about these types of cathedrals in my music history class, and it actually excited me so much because that was a really memorable class. It has to do with the math behind music and the math behind the distance of these buildings, and actually it got me so excited I did this sound in public. Oh, I got gold for Dr. Gibson. So unfortunately, we think the cathedral's closed. We think it's some type of museum. We can't really tell, but it looks like you have to pay to get in, and there's no one around, and the door won't open. So we're just gonna see what else is down here. It looks like there's some interesting architecture this way. We don't know what it is, but we're about to find out. Alright guys, well we're back in Harrisonburg, Virginia. Sorry I have to film this part on my phone in my dorm room. The only thing is my computer had over 100 gigabytes of content for this video on it, and it ran out of space as I was trying to edit it. So this part has to be done here at JMU. The next day of the conference, we basically got to hear two new pieces for the viola. One was performed by our professor, Dr. Diane Phoenix Neal. Then we got to hear a historically informed performance and the use of vibrato and the use of certain articulations for certain time periods. So that was really neat to be able to understand how to interpret a piece based on the time period. We hear about that in school, but especially on the viola, it's nice to be informed about something like that when you get ready to play it. Part of this experience included networking and making new connections, and now we have these friends from overseas. This is really cool because, like I said before, nothing really bonds people like music, so now we have these new music friends, and that's so special. And we're all on Facebook now, so I guess our friendship is official. We also got to see a magician that came to the Congress, and that was so much fun just to have a little bit of a social experience with all these violists from around the world. One really unique program we got to hear was solo viola music from Brazil. This is music I definitely wouldn't mind hearing again. It was really cool and very creative. Good morning guys, we are ready for our presentation this morning. So my hotel room is super messy right now, so please don't look in the background of this video. But we're collecting our things, we're ready to go. We present here in about 20 minutes, and we just have to get everything that's on this bed downstairs in the next 20 minutes, and I can't put that viola in a case right now because it's got the makey attached to it, so we'll see how this goes. Yeah. We just finished our presentation and it went super well. I'm going to be posting a video about it really soon. I think people really enjoyed it, and we're starting to see that people are getting really interested in special music education, which is great news because we would love to see maybe in the next 5 to 10 years that people are really starting to make their ensembles inclusive and their music inclusive, because I think we can all agree that music changes everyone's lives. So our presentation went really well. I'm a little emotional because we're about to leave Poznań, but it's fine. I will be fine. It's all good.
It's gonna be fine.
We're gonna be fine.
It's gonna be okay.
It's gonna be okay. Flashed a really awkward peace sign there. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little bit emotional right now. After we spent all these months preparing to come here and not knowing what it was gonna be like, and not knowing what the country was gonna be like, and not knowing what the festival was gonna be like, and whether I would be able to measure up to doing the conference, and being the youngest presenter here, like, all these insecurities just went out the window right before the presentation, and I feel like I gained so much, and this was just really a great experience, and I'm so thankful that I was able to come here. Thank you to JMU for helping us out. Thank you to Dr. Phoenix. Thank you to Jordan for helping me with the presentation. Ben for taking the video and being there with us this whole time. Thanks to Got Strings for donating funds. Thanks to BVS for helping us out. Thanks to Robert M. Sides for helping us out. All of y'all who have donated to getting me here. This was great. This was a great experience. I'm so glad that I was able to come. I hope I might be able to go again in the future. Next year's in Portugal. I don't know if I'll be able to go next year because I still have to be a student and I missed a lot of school this week, so I'm gonna have to catch up on that and keep my academics good. But yeah, I guess I don't really have anything to say other than thank y'all. So yeah, we're about to leave. We're about to catch a train over to Warsaw, and then we're going to spend the night in Warsaw, get on the plane real early in the morning, and we'll probably be home late Sunday. So, yeah. Alright guys, now that we're back, I just wanted to say a huge thank you for you guys supporting me to go on this trip. That has been more than anything, and it's been spectacular, so thank you for that. Also, thank you for those of you who are watching this video, because that also helps. Lastly, make sure you guys do all the internet things, like, subscribe, comment, all that stuff, because that really helps with promo, especially for a project like this. So again, thank you guys so much. It has meant more than you will ever know to see so many people support me and this project, more importantly. And make sure you stay tuned, because this is not the last that you're going to hear of the My Viola project or the conferences I'm going to. And y'all know that I love to make videos, so again, do all the internet things, like, subscribe, everything, and I will see you guys later.